I call Mr. Bulli Sane. Bulli Dibba, sorry.
Okay.
I swear by the Almighty Allah
I swear by the Almighty Allah
that the evidence I shall give to this commission
that the evidence I shall give this commission
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me out.
Thank you. You can move for further instruction.
Could you kindly state your names?
My name is Bulli Dibba.
B-U-L-L-I.
Yes, B-U-L-L-I.
Where do you live, Mr. Dibba?
Pardon me?
Where do you live?
I live at Sinchu Alaji.
You are the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Would you like to sit down, Mr. Dibba?
Thank you.
Mr. Dibba, you are summoned in relation to the foreign investor program.
I have heard about it.
Okay, what do you call what you've heard?
Pardon me?
What do you call the program?
Actually,
Is it as stated in the summons, foreign citizenship program?
I get two names for it. My summons, yes, it says on that, but then the information that was sometime provided to me, it says capital investment program. Capital Visa Information on Capital Investment Program.
How long have you been PS Interior?
Since February 2017.
Before that, were you in the public service?
Before, I was the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. Prior to that, I was the Deputy Permanent.
How long were you PS Permanent Secretary Lands?
Since 2013.
Yes, before that, you said?
Before, I was Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for a period of 1 year.
That was your first public service position?
No, prior to that, I was the Director of Admin and Finance for the National Environment Agency from 2015 to 2012.
2000 and?
The Permanent Secretary at the National Environment Agency.
From what year to 2012?
Yes.
From which year?
From 2005.
2005. So this last appointment, that's February 2017, is your first stint at the Interior Ministry?
That's correct.
Never served there before?
No, I've never served there before.
Okay. What can you tell us about, but you're aware that the Gambia government had a program whereby citizenship could be conferred to foreign nationals for a fee?
Okay. I think the first time I came across an information on this was in May of 2017. To be exact, it was on Thursday, May 11, 2017. That was the first time I have heard about this program through a private citizen who worked into my office and gave me this information. Initially, it was a verbal information, and I requested that let him give me something in writing. And that very evening, I received an email from this individual, and the email has two attachments. One attachment is this here. It says Hong Kong Visa Handbook, Visa Information Capital Investment.
Hong Kong Visa?
Hong Kong Visa Handbook.
Handbook?
Handbook, yes.
Okay.
And it has a Visa Information Capital Investment. And that's the first attachment. And the next attachment was, I believe, a form signed by the then Director of Immigration, Director General of Gambia Immigration Department. This form was signed, I believe, was in August 31st, 2012. That is according to the stamp on the form. And the form is pre-signed by Pa B. Mboob for Director General of Immigration.
Pa D.
Pa, P-A, B. Mboob, B for boy. On behalf of the Director General of Immigration. When I look at this document, it's addressed to whom it may concern, and the document reads, please be informed that the following holder of the Gambian alien's identity card is a legal resident of the Gambia and therefore does not need a visa to enter the Gambia. Particulars of the Gambian residents are as follows. Name of alien's ID card holder. That is left blank. Underneath that you have alien's identity card number, and that is also blank.
Okay, so it was a form.
It was a form.
Was signed, pre-signed.
The form is signed by the one Mr. Pa B. Mboob for the Director General of Immigration.
Yes, you say so. So what about the handbook? Who published the handbook?
Well, this
is there any indication?
There's no indication. It just says that the email, the website, www.hongkongvisahandbook.com. But there's no indication as to who published this.
What is the booklet about?
It's about applications for admission under the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme program. That is what the booklet is about. And it gives the rationale, the eligibility criteria, the application procedure, arrangement for dependents, period of stay. And the next page it says Hong Kong 10 million and permissible investment asset classes.
Is there any connection to Gambia?
Yes, it's in connection to Gambia.
Can we have those documents? So when you received this, what did you do anything, or what happened after that?
Yeah, when I received this information, I immediately forwarded the email to my the then Honorable Minister of Interior, that is Honorable Ahmed Fati. And I think the email was sent at 6:48 p.m. that very day. And I have a copy of that email here also.
That email was sent where?
The email was sent the very day I got this information. I forwarded the email to the Honorable Minister.
Yes.
email address at 6:48 p.m. on that very day. That is May 11th, Thursday, May 11th, 2017.
Did you investigate this issue? It was because it was related to your ministry.
Well, when I received it, I thought this was more of an intelligence issue. I called the Director General of SIS, then NIA, and I informed him about this. And I even advised that it would be necessary for him to call this person and have a discussion with him on this matter. After a couple of weeks, I called back to confirm whether he has done that. And he told me that he has tried several attempts, but he was not successful. So I expressed my concern that after receiving information, I went around the ministry, tried to get some information regarding this, but I couldn't get any information on this matter. I then spoke to some people at the immigration department. The initial response I got was this thing has been going on since the First Republic, since Adau's time. However, I came back to my records to try to get some information. The personnel at my records office are all new in the ministry, so they could not, this could not ring a bell to them. They are not aware, they don't know anything about it. It was difficult to get any information on this. And then later I called the director of SIS again. I told him whether he has gotten any luck to discuss this matter with the informant. He said, no, I would appreciate it if you can give me somebody else's number, and that was the time I gave him your number to call you.
Okay.
Yes. But later, when I received the summons, I called him and said, what was the story about this? Have you not followed this up? And he told me, no, I've tried her several times, but I couldn't get her on the phone.
Okay.
So I informed him that I've been summoned and I'm going to appear before the commission, and I made it very clear to him that it's unfortunate, but I would have to inform the commission that this is an information that I have passed to your office.
Mr. Dibba, but there is a file from your ministry. Didn't you send it to us?
That was only after the appearance of the Director General of Immigration, the current director. I think he appeared before me. After his appearance, he provided me with some information.
You didn't have a file in your ministry?
The file was there, but then I have been asking my records that particular file. Like I said, the people in the office, they are new, and these are manual files that are kept manually. There's no electronic data on these files.
Sorry, but did you send this file to us, to the investigators?
Yes, that was after I received information from the current Director General of Immigration. After his appearance before the commission, that gave me a lead, the reference numbers to be able to trace the file. This was a closed file since 2002, I believe. And then that led us to another file, so I requested for all the files that have something to do with this. And then this is where I was able to get some of this information from that file, and that was the information that
Okay, tell us the information that you have and give the information to us.
What I did was I prepared a schedule of events based on the records that I was able to trace from the file, from the closed files. It appeared that on the 30th December 1999, an agreement was made between Mirabu Limited of Hong Kong, China, and the Ministry of Interior, acting for and on behalf of the government of the Gambia for the supply of materials and equipment for the Aliens ID Cards program for a contract period from January 2000 to December 31st, to January 31st, 2001. And then there's another document that is dated November 29, 2000.
Can we have the documents as you refer to them, please?
Yes, I think I have provided a copy. I have a copy.
You can just wait for him to compile the documents.
Okay.
Okay. After this, just let him put them together. Yes. As you tell us what you found, just put the documents together so that we will take them from you in the bundle.
All right.
But if it's easier for you, just tell us and then compile the documents after.
Okay. I have a set that I put aside.
You have a set already?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a set here.
You have them?
Yes, I have this.
Can you collect the documents? That you are giving her? What are the documents? It's okay, let me just have a look at them first.
These are correspondences between the ministry and Maribu Limited, and also late correspondences between the Director General of Immigration and the same company in Hong Kong.
All right, could you tell us your story? Yes, you can go ahead and explain to the Commission what your findings were.
From the files, I did a sequence of events. What happened from 1999 up to date.
Yes.
The correspondences.
Yes.
Do I go over this sequence?
Yes. Is it long?
Yes. No, it's not. It's not that long.
Yeah, it might be quicker if you just tell us your findings. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. From this evidence, it appears that
in 1999 a contract was signed.
Yes, 1999 a contract was signed.
Yes, between your department representing the ministry. Who signed the contract?
The contract is signed between the Ministry of Interior and this company.
What is the company called?
Mirabu Limited.
And where are they based?
They are based in Hong Kong.
Yes. Okay. And what was the purpose of the contract? It's in relation to the investment migration program and the aliens card program. Okay. So how did it work according to your findings?
Well, there is another testimony from the Mirabu Limited that indicates that this program actually started before 1999. However, the only contract that is signed, that is visible from the files, was signed in 1999.
Okay.
But then there's evidence from
Is it the statement from Mirabo Limited, the one you just gave me?
yes, from Dr. Joseph Lai. That was dated January 12, 2004. Well, in his testimony, he indicated that the second week after President Jammeh took power, I was called in to offer assistance to obtain international recognition of the new government. Based on this testimony, it indicates that this program actually started earlier than 1999.
It's a statement, actually.
Yes, it's a
Not
statement,
testimony.
but yes.
All right. I think you've given me a copy, and just to at least expedite matters.
Yes.
This was prepared by one Dr. Joseph Lai.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And it was addressed to the Director General Immigration Department
Yes.
and copied to Honorable Minister of Interior, PS Interior, Inspector General of Police, and Director of Immigration. That's the
correct.
one.
That's correct.
Okay, maybe I think it will be useful for you to just read the first page up to the first and the second page. I think that should suffice for us to understand the process.
Okay.
Okay? All
Yes.
right, thank you.
The first paragraph of the letter, it says, covering letter for the history and facts related to the investment immigration program and the aliens card program. The letter was dated 28 October 2004, and it was addressed to the Director General of Immigration Department. The letter reads, the second week after President Yahya Jammeh took power, I was called in to offer assistance to obtain international recognition of the new government and financial support. I did, and the President was happy about the result. I proposed the investment immigration program to the President in Hong Kong. HE accepted the proposal and sent the then Director of Immigration, Nai Sise, with another immigration officer, Sanyang, to Hong Kong, immediately to jumpstart the investment immigration program in Hong Kong. I formulated the investment immigration program under the Gambian Nationality and Citizenship Act of 1992. It had generated over $500,000 US in less than 3 months for the country at the critical financial situation of the new administration. So that made me believe that this thing started way sooner than 1999.
Go on, yes.
Another Hong Kong company took over the program in Hong Kong soon after the change of political tie between the PRC, People's Republic of China, and the Gambia, when the Gambia established the diplomatic link with Republic of China. 12 months later, the President called me to return to the Gambia to re-establish the investment program because the other Hong Kong company delivered very poor results. My company entered into a contract with the Ministry of Interior to be exclusive agent for the program in Hong Kong, Macau, China in 1996. So he's saying that the contract was signed in 1996.
We are following. Just continue to read, Mr. Dibba.
And Mr. Barry Ko was appointed by the President to be the Trade Commissioner in Hong Kong, to be responsible to bring in investors and business into the Gambia. From time to time, there are criminal elements coming from Hong Kong,
Sorry,
Macau.
are you skipping a page? The page I have starts with in 1999.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes.
They should be numbered at the bottom
Yeah.
as page 2.
Excuse me. Yes, I've skipped the page.
Okay.
In 1999, the company was notified to stop the investment immigration program because of the sensitive issues related to the Taiwan diplomatic relationship. The company stopped immediately without any question asked or protest for the breach of the contract because it was an administrative order to terminate the contract and to stop the program, which the Gambian Nationality and Citizenship Act is still valid. In 1999, the president called me in again to implement the Aliens Card program. I agreed to invest, finance, supply, and supported the program. I established the program under the Aliens Registration Act, and the then SOS Interior obtained the approval from the cabinet, chaired by the president. I formed a company in Hong Kong which is contracted to be the exclusive contractor by the Ministry of Interior for the Aliens Card program under the Aliens Registration Act. The Ministry of Interior, with the financing support from the company, launched the Aliens Card program successfully from January 1st, 2000. The validity of the Aliens Card is lifetime, long and it becomes a permanent residency identity. It is different from the permanent residency permit A and permanent residence permit B, which are under different ordinance of the Gambia Permanent Residency Act. It has been proven that the program has generated over $100 million within 4 years' time and projected to generate $100 million more annually. However, there is still approximately $2 million outstanding overdue payment owed by the government to the company.
Thank you, Mr. Dibba. Yes. I believe this gives us the background to this program. Now, it's correct that $100 is what is paid for each citizen, each aliens card that is issued in Hong Kong. $100 is paid to the Gambia government through the Department of Immigration.
There is no evidence to confirm that actually it's $100 that has been collected. However, the money that is deposited into the bank, according to the records that we got from the Immigration Department, is $100 per application. $100
per person.
Yes.
Do you have any evidence of what actually is being charged in Hong Kong?
Yes, I did my own little research, and I was able to pull a South China Morning Post, Hong Kong. That was dated Wednesday, 19th June 2013, published at 12:13 p.m. The same article was updated Thursday, 29th August 2013 at 4:13 a.m. And the article reads, with your permission.
If it's not long, yes.
West Africa, a shortcut for rich mainland Chinese to Hong Kong residency. Thousands of mainland Chinese have permanent residency in the Gambia, a place they most likely have never visited and never will, as the African country has been unexpectedly profiting from a Hong Kong immigration scheme. The fastest, cheapest way for Chinese citizens to gain right of residency in Hong Kong under the Capital Investment Entrance Scheme is to first gain permanent residency in the Gambia. The scheme, established in 2013, aims to attract high-value individuals to Hong Kong. An eligible applicant would have to invest at least Hong Kong $10 million in the city and have residency anywhere except for 4 rogue states and the Chinese mainland. For a Chinese citizen to be eligible, the person needs to be a permanent resident in another foreign country. That is where the Gambia, which does not have diplomatic ties with Beijing, comes in. The country's loose requirements have turned it into a vehicle for wealthy Chinese to get their foot in Hong Kong. It takes 4 centimeter by 6 centimeter headshots, 15 working days, and roughly Hong Kong $100,000 to gain residency in Western African country, according to the visa agencies in Yunnan and Guangdong provinces. No visit to the country is required. Now, when I look at this amount, 100,000 Hong Kong dollar, 100,000 Hong Kong dollar, the conversion, if it was converted in then 2013, that would be equivalent to $16,517 US, which is far more than the $100 that been deposited in the central bank account.
There is no comparison. Yes. So this 16,500 US dollars, that's equivalent of 100,000, you said, Hong Kong dollars?
Yes.
It's paid to this company.
That is the exchange rate as of 2013. As of 2018, that will be equivalent to 15,634 US dollars.
Is that per head or per family?
I think this is per family.
Per family.
Yes.
And what is paid through immigration here is $100.
It's $100.
Per family or per head?
I think it's per family. It's $100.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll take that document as well.
Yes.
That's very useful.
Yes. I think this next paragraph is important.
Oh, you haven't finished. Okay.
Yes, that paragraph says, since the beginning of the Hong Kong immigration scheme, 9,050 successful entrants from the mainland have cited permanent residency in the Gambia.
How many?
9,050.
9,050.
Yes. The figure provided by the Immigration Department this month are as of March 31st, the latest available numbers. The Gambian residency makes up 60% of mainland applicants and 50% of all 17,746 people who have received Hong Kong visas under the scheme. And then the article goes on and on and on.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you checked this against the record of the Immigration Department as to the numbers that have been issued with Gambian identification documents?
Well, yes. They did provide the foreign investment program with Marabou Company from 2010 to 2016.
And what numbers have they given you?
No, that is this record is just from 2010.
It's from 2010 to 2016. What number do they have from 2010? If they have a number.
Actually, they gave the figures, just the amount, but they didn't give the numbers as to how many people benefited. The total figure they gave was 1,032,400 US dollars. That is equivalent to 39,814 dollars. That is for the period 2010 to 2016.
That is what's in the central bank account, in fact, which has been tendered before this commission.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any indication from your ministry or the Department of Immigration of any officer or any procedure between the Marabou Limited, the company in Hong Kong, and the government of the Gambia?
Is there any
evidence of any contact between Marabou and the government of the Gambia?
No, there is no evidence of any contract.
Do you know one Mr. Chen Kasi, a Chinese national?
No, I don't know him.
Okay. All right, I'll take those documents. Could you collect the documents from the witness, please? Including the article you just read from?
in my,
Yes.
I also discovered that the accounts that are provided by the Department of Immigration as to where these funds are lodged, that account number, there is a different account number at the central bank. That is account number, that is different from this, where these payments are being made. Yes, that is account number 816, and I've not seen anywhere from the listing of these payments where they made mention of this particular account with the central bank.
I'll show you the central bank account that we have, which is central bank account number 01210 210005. That was the old account and on the bank master, and the new account is 110-100-3149. It's exhibit CB35, and it's holding at the moment the total sum of $39,838,107.59. Could you? That this is the accumulation of $100 converted into dollars paid by the Immigration Department from time to time. That account from at your ministry?
No. The ministry does not receive any information on these accounts, nor the statements or whatever.
You haven't found any information?
No, we haven't found any record of these accounts. None of these accounts. Because the ministry is not even signatory to the accounts, and there is one of the correspondences that indicated that the account was exclusively controlled by the Office of the Secretary General. And then, according to Dr. Joseph Lai's statement, there was an account at Central Bank called Foreign Investment Program account number 816. I've not come across that account in the information that was provided to me by the Immigration Department.
Unfortunately, Central Bank is yet to find records of that account.
Okay.
You have given me a copy of an agreement which is rather faded. I have another copy which seems to be much better. I'd just like you to confirm that it is the same as the faded agreement. Could you just show the agreement to him? And collect the exhibit also.
Yes, that is correct. This is the true
That's the correct one.
Yes.
Sorry, could you just correct it, please? Do you have any other document you'd like to, you think would be of assistance to the Commission?
No, I
apart from
don't
this
have
one?
any other document now.
These are the only ones.
These are the only ones, yes.
Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted documents from the Department of State for the Interior concerning the foreign investment program or the citizenship investor program, being the program in respect of which exhibit CB35 is operated at the central bank.
I just noticed something.
definitely, for even people to understand. Letter dated 12 December 2017 from Permanent Secretary, Ministry of the Interior, to this Commission, submission of information regarding the investment immigration program and the Aliens Card program for the granting of Gambian citizenship to rich aliens plus relating supporting documents. Admitted mark MS 159.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just omitted the first two documents that the witness gave me. If they could be included in the bundle, please. You were. Those two documents. Mr. Dibba, you were trying to say something?
Yes, some of the information that we gathered from the files, there's some contradictions here and there with regards to which event happens first. For example, on page 2 of my schedule of events, there was reference to a letter dated 27th July 2004 that a payment of $800 was made to the Director General of Immigration on the date. This was in July. They received $800. However, on the 23rd of August, the then Acting Director General of Immigration made reference to a meeting that took place on the 10th of August 2004, during which they agreed on the following procedures, which were adopted. One was the blank alien cards will be supplied to Mr. Cheng of Mirabu by the Immigration Department at $100 per card. Now, if this was to mark the beginning of the program, then why was $800 paid in July, and this meeting took place on the 10th of August? So it means there was something happening. There was money even coming before this meeting they are making reference to. And Mirabu Company will pay to the Gambia government $100 per family unit. The funds will be deposited at Central Bank and accessible only by the Secretary General's office.
By the Secretary General's office? By the Secretary
General's office. So for me, it seems like there was money coming before this said meeting where they finalized or agreed on these procedures.
The Commission will look at the documents. Yes, because there's reference to 1997. The Commission will look at the documents. The discrepancy, Mr. Dibba, the discrepancy between what was being charged in Hong Kong and what was being paid to the Gambia government through immigration is so marked. Have you been able to discover anything relating to this missing link between what was being charged and what was actually paid here?
Well, I did try to get some information within the ministry and from the line department. Well, for some reason, nobody was willing to share or provide information as to whether they have actually, or they were actually able to confirm how much was being charged over there compared to what they are getting. I've asked several people on this, but what they tell me, we don't know anything about it. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Do you know why immigration was paying cash if this money was being earned in Hong Kong? Why was immigration paying cash into Central Bank?
Exactly, and the money, I did ask why was the money not directly deposited into an account, but then I was made to understand that they were receiving this money cash, and then immigration is the one who is taking the money to the bank to do the deposit. So, but
they are receiving cash dollars at immigration department.
Yes. I don't even know how they are getting the cash dollars, whether somebody's traveling with the money, or I don't even know how they are getting the cash dollars. And there's nowhere in any of our files to indicate how this money is transported from Hong Kong to Gambia.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any further questions from Mr. Dibba.
So, Mr. Dibba, I know you've alluded to it, but just to confirm, you have reason to believe from the submission there was gross under-declaration of the actual revenue and what was received?
Yes, two reasons made me believe that. That is the narration by, or the statement by the Dr. Joseph something, that within 3 months they were able to raise $500,000. And this report from the Hong Kong Post, I found that article to be very credible. So I believe this is not the actual amount. And also the fact that this money has never been transferred from bank to bank, it's just people carrying cash here, and that makes me believe that yes, there's gross under declaration of what was paid and what is received here.
And in terms of possible beneficiary, would it be at the immigration department or at the office of the president's level, or both?
Well, the contract was signed between the permanent secretary of the then ministry and this company. And the permanent secretaries are the spending officers or the accounting officers. Obviously, these accounts should not have been exclusively controlled by the Secretary General, Office of the Secretary General. I think the accounting officer needs to be receiving statements and also to be signatory to this account and to know where this money is coming from and where it is going. The accounting officers should know that.
So net from your investigations and whatever you've learned so far, who should be accountable for the loss? As far as you know.
I think the permanent secretary, the then permanent secretary, should voice concern, and it should be documented. If at all that was in the record, then we would say, well, maybe this is an executive directive. But there was no, the meeting was held in the permanent secretary's office. That's where all these agreements were made. And there's no indication that the permanent secretary, being the spending officer, would be receiving any information on this particular account. So let me believe that there's negligence on the part of the permanent secretary. But then who should be held responsible, I think, is the Office of the Secretary General.
Thank you.
Very well, you may go, and we rise now, and we'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock.